Event alert on the north side of the dirt. It is your man D Real coming at you with another Be Real with D Real, where edutainment is what I do. Okay. Question for you. What makes a character in comics popular, top tier, one that everybody wants to be a fan of? Um, I was in a live on Chillmonger's page. If y'all rock with Chillmonger, y'all go ahead and check Chillmonger out. We did a live today on Monica Rambeau Photon issue 4, and it was some talk about what does or doesn't make a superhero popular as opposed to another superhero not being as popular or not being popular at all. And since we're talking about Marvel, then Marvel is who we're going to deal with. DC might have similar habits, patterns, but we say that for somebody who messes with DC on a level like that. That ain't me. But before we get off into that, I want y'all to please do what you always do for your mans and them. Comment, like, subscribe, and share the Be Real with D Real page so that when new material comes out, you get it. If you digging what a brother shoveling, put some dirt in my bucket, comment, like, subscribe, and share the page. All right. What makes a superhero popular? Man, how long J. Jonah Jameson been around, y'all? How long? How long? Now, I was looking at this book here, Marvel Legacy, the 1960s handbook. It is essentially a handbook about characters who were around in the 1960s. Now, I got into a debate with somebody on Facebook about this cover, and I said that the cover looks incredibly Caucasian. And there was some smart alecky remarks about the Hulk. He's green, he's not white. But what color is he when he turns back into Bruce Banner? Well, what about Ben Grimm? Come on, stop it. Benjamin Grimm is from the Bowery, okay? Who lives in the Bowery? Mainly. You know what I mean? Well, at least when I used to watch the Bowery Boys, that's all I saw. I'm dating myself. Anyways, though, all of these characters on this page share a common trait. They are all wildly popular characters in the Marvel Universe. And some of them may even more so by the MCU. We're talking about you, Giant Man. And then you got the original Marvel in green and white back there in the back, in case anybody's wondering. Who the heck is that? Who is that? Is that Snowman? No, that's not Snowman. That's actually Iceman of the X-Men. And this was before he got all iced up. He had to learn to gain control over his power. So yeah, even before Emma Frost got to him, he didn't have the control he needed to have. Are we saying Bobby Drake is not a disciplined person? No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying he was Snow, and that's how he drew the man. But that's not what this is supposed to be about. This is supposed to be about popularity. All of these characters are popular. Why are all of these characters so popular? Why do all of these characters endure to this day? Maybe not Nick Fury. Well, white Nick Fury anyway. You still got X-Men. You still got Avengers, and many of these individual characters who are in the Avengers still have entire comic book runs. I'll give you a quick example here. Looky there, X-Men comics. Now, how long did the first run of X-Men go for? I'm not talking about the John Cassidy run. I'm not talking about X-Men Red. I'm not talking about the recent iteration. I'm not talking about Exosaurus. I'm not talking about none of that. I'm talking about the Uncanny X-Men. This book right here. Even though it started out plain label X-Men, this is still the comic book that eventually started being called the Uncanny X-Men. Okay, so how long did this book run for? Let's go. Okay, la la la. There you go. La la la. La la la. La la la. Look at that. Look at that. 20 strong, 30 strong, 40 strong, 50 strong, 60 strong, 70 strong. And something strange started to happen right about here. 70, 80 or so. They started doing reprints, 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 and more reprints. You know, the comic started to lose its popularity. That right there is a reprint of a story that took place in an old Avengers comic with the X-Men crossed over into X-Men, or X-Men crossed over into Avengers rather. They were not as popular. Right around this time, they were on the verge of being canceled. What happened? Why, you got an all-new lineup of X-Men, of course. We saw the likes of Nightcrawler, Colossus, Wolverine, and Storm. They made their debut in Giant Size X-Men #1. But that story, or the adventure of those X-Men, continued right here in X-Men 94, and they went on to lose their first member in this storyline. They continued to be popular, with Bill Mantlo and then later Chris Claremont becoming the legendary writer of X-Men, and Dave Cockrum was his artist for a while, and then Len Wein took over for a hot second. Did he? Well, no, he didn't. I thought he did. Yeah, he did. See right there. One book. Yay, Len Wein. There we go. So then there was Claremont and Cockrum. Then there was Claremont and Byrne. Then there was just Byrne. Then there was Byrne in Austin. Then there was Claremont and Byrne again. The legendary run, Byrne, Claremont. It don't matter. If you had Byrne, you was good. If you had Claremont, you was good. If you had Byrne and Claremont, you was super good. Okay, where we at now? Well, about 150? Yeah, running for 150 issues straight. It didn't get canceled. Let's just skip. I know you want to see some of your favorite covers, but let's just skip on through. And wow, look at all this. Now we clear into the 200s. Claremont is still writing. He took a break, though. He took a break. Somewhere right around. Well, little breaks. You know, there's Windsor Smith there. But for the most part, yeah, he had a pretty amazing, uninterrupted run. Clear up to about there. Jim Lee and Adam Kubert are on X-Men chores at this point. And then we just start getting any and everybody. You know what I'm saying? We got Fabian Nicieza, we got Will Portacio, John Byrne even comes back and he does this this premiere of Bishop in 282. And you know what I'm saying? Portacio. I like Will Portacio's art. It was a different direction, but you know, it wasn't as popular as the Claremont Byrne run. Okay, and then right around this time, the X-Men broke up into two squads. You had your Blue Squad and your Gold Squad, and then that was the premiere of X-Men #1, and that's the one Claremont was on with Jim Lee. So double chores there, and 280. What? Executioner song. Here we go. We're about 300 deep now. There we go. Fatal Attractions. Looky there. The 90s and holographic covers. So I'm getting off track, but bottom line here, Scott Lobdell run. Here we go. Up in here, 382, 400s. Yeah, we're in 400s. Here's the Casey run. Look at that. 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 X-Men ran for what? Final issue was 544. X-Men ran for 544 issues. Was it a good book? Hell yeah, it was a good book. It's still a good book. Avengers. Looky there. Avengers 1, Lee and Kirby. What are we doing here now? In 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. 100. Boom. There we are. Issue 100. Milestone. Hundreds, 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 hundreds. Ooh, look, it's Kang. Hundreds, 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 hundreds. And then out of nowhere, all of a sudden, boom, 200. And we keep going, 200 this, 200 that, 200 this. Oh, look, it's Captain Marvel, Monica Rambeau. We're going 200, 200, 200s, all kinds of things. Look, more Kang. Look, the Masters of Evil. Look, Tyrak. Look, Olympian gods. And then all of a sudden, boom, we're at 300. And it ran for 100 more issues. 400 plus issues, uninterrupted. But then we go over here to New Warriors, cutting edge, thrifty, stylish. What's the problem with them? What's the problem with the New Warriors? How come the New Warriors aren't having these super duper deep, uninterrupted runs? Can somebody explain that to me? Please explain that to me. Boom. Issue 1. Is this not a good book? Was the New Warriors not a good book? I know these thieves was watching this video. These thieves will help me out here, partner. Was New Warriors not a good book? Look at we got who? The Mad Thinker, but then they've got their own villains like Star Thief. You know, the Inhumans make an appearance. Look, the Bingo from Daredevil. They're even going up against the Punisher. You got the White Queen. You've got that fantastic Forever Yesterday storyline. You've got Namora. You've got Psionex. You've got Gideon. You've got Ty, the evil servant who is being a jerkweed. You've got New Warriors. You've got Torpedo. What makes this not a good book? There was so much. Look at that. We even got X-Force featured in here. Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, there was a crossover with X-Force. Look at that. Romance, Namora and Namorita and Rich Rider. 48, 52. Didn't even get to 7. What's the problem? Why did not a great book like New Warriors continue? Why was there a break in the New Warriors? Was that not as interesting a team book as X-Men and Avengers? Why did it suddenly not become popular anymore? Okay, I was looking over this list right here on Tracker. Yeah, we're getting ready to do that. Some of your popular heroes, and it's a bunch of them, so I could keep going, but we're going to start at 100. The 100 most popular hero, according to them, is Squirrel Girl. A lot of people rocking with Squirrel Girl. I can tell you personally, I ain't never liked her. Ever. Spider Girl, Mayday, I like her. Jubilee should be farther down the list. Magic should definitely be further down the list. Sif, right about where she needs to be. Gwenpool, the same. Sentry should be further down. Jane Foster should be further down. Kate Bishop should be further down. Bishop definitely should be further down. Peggy Carter, really? Prince Namor, Angel, Howard the Duck. Let's do, you know what? Let's just slide on down to the top 50. And you're going to notice something about the top 50. Okay. Ooh, Shuri at 66. Stop me if Luke Cage is 62. Wow. Here we go at number 50. Spider-Gwen, Sam Wilson. Woo! Somebody black managed to make the top 50. Beast, Wasp, Iceman, Captain Marvel, Gamora, War Machine, Drax the Destroyer, Quicksilver, Old Human Torch, Ridge Rider, Ms. Marvel, Nick Fury, Cable, Thing, Blade. Blade made the top 50. Nice. 32, Moon Knight, 31. Now, you're going to see something when we get down to the top 20. Storm didn't even crack the top 20. Storm is not a top 20 superhero. Wow. And Colossus is ranked higher than Storm. Wow. Now, I can see Wolverine being ranked. Jean Grey, Phoenix. Okay. Professor X is ranked higher than Storm. All right. Miles Morales makes the top 20. Silver Surfer is in the top 20. Star-Lord, Rocket Raccoon, Scott Lang, Ant-Man, Black Widow. Are you noticing something about that top 10? Groot, Scarlet Witch, Black Panther, Captain America, Hulk, Wolverine, Iron Man, Deadpool, Thor, Doctor Strange, and Spider-Man. Did you notice something about that top 20? Everybody in the top 20 is in the MCU. And in order to be in the MCU, at least in the first couple of phases, you had to be a popular character. You had to be a popular character that the fans liked, which I assume is why we didn't get Henry Pym and Janet Van Dyne as founding members of the MCU Avengers. The answer to the question that I asked at the beginning of this video, saturation, oversaturation. Like I showed you, 500 plus issues of X-Men, 400 plus issues of the Avengers, not even 70 issues of the New Warriors. And if we look at the individual characters who make up the New Warriors, one had a monthly ongoing comic, and it only ran for 25 issues. Then when they restarted the comic, the character who was the original character in it, and I'm talking about Nova, they replaced him with a Nova Corps. They replaced him with Sam Alexander. Sam Alexander's dad. What makes a character popular? Consistent over saturation. Storm is not as popular as she could be because they do not oversaturate her cinematically or otherwise. Luke Cage is not as popular as he could be because he does not oversaturate all forms of media. Green Lantern up there, been popular since the 2000s. Why? Because you see Jon Stewart every damn where. Comics, cartoons, and eventually he'll be in movies. But if you ask anybody who watched Justice League or was a kid in the 90s, Jon Stewart is their Green Lantern. Anybody prior to that, Hal Jordan. And who's popular right now? Because you keep seeing it. They keep putting him in your face. I know I wasn't going to talk about DC, but facts is facts. Jon Stewart is the Green Lantern right now. Now, over at Marvel, it's always been Spider-Man. Spider-Man's always been their flagship character. I have no argument with that. But are all characters supposed to have a monthly comic? Nah. Some characters are supporting characters. Some characters are plot devices. And some characters, let's just be honest, are fodder. So everybody shouldn't have a monthly book. But those people that show those qualities, those characters, those teams that show those qualities that they're worthy of a monthly book should have one. It don't do nothing but help your company make money, right? So why wouldn't you have a New Warriors book? A New Warriors book that highlights that team because you tried to relaunch New Warriors with these diverse, please accept us characters, and you see how that went. We want New Warriors, if you're going to give us New Warriors. We want a consistent Black Panther comic book. Don't break. Give us 500 issues straight of Black Panther. Give us 400 issues straight of Monica Rambeau. Give us 500 issues of Luke Cage. You telling me these characters, and these characters are popular because they constantly were written, because they were constantly shown, because they constantly got the airplay that made them household names. Luke Cage mugs, pictures, animated series, live action series, movies, that's what makes a character popular, saturating them in all forms of media. We don't do that with Black characters. We don't do that with minority characters. We don't do that with lesser characters. Lesser characters can be elevated. Look at the Falcon. You see what I'm saying? One character that's more popular than another character is that way because more people appreciate that character. And more people appreciate that character because that character is more frequently exposed to the masses than others. What do y'all think? What makes a character popular? If it's not oversaturation, y'all tell me what it is. Drop it in the comments. And as always, I'll be coming at you with another one of the mother ones. And until I do, y'all be good to each other.